Boy Versatile is back with another video, back here to talk about my thoughts on Marvel's Avengers. Yes, the beta dropped over this past weekend, August 7th through the 9th. It dropped on PS4 for those who pre-ordered the game, and I guess the beta did so well that they extended the amount of time we had to play for 3 hours, so they allowed us to play like all of California's time as well, up to 12 a.m., you know, Monday, August 10th, as in today. So, ooh, oh, before we get into the video, make sure you guys ignite that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that way YouTube informs you when I drop videos. Yes, that's how YouTube works. You won't get to know anything unless you hit that notification bell, so go ahead and hit that cling. Now let's get to the video. So what do I think about Marvel's Avengers, the beta? Well, first of all, for me, my build that I had, I didn't really have too many issues in terms of bugs and stuff like that, or at least stuff that I noticed. One of the things I did notice was like trying to look at the power level and the hero level. That little card would not stay in the corner when you're in your customization menus and stuff like that. I was having issues there. And then it was nice that you could use the left stick or the analog stick, I should say, the left analog stick to kind of maneuver through the screens. For some reason, I thought you would have had to stick to the D-pad, but you can use either one. It's just faster to use the left stick. So that's pretty interesting. And I guess, yeah, during game, like whenever you try to break the guard by holding circle to like kind of like jump over them or whatever to break the enemy's guards, like with Iron Man at least, and it actually happened to me once with Captain America too during the A-Day mission. They actually don't like jump over them. It might be a small glitch in the combat mechanics, but they actually wouldn't hop over them, and it would still kind of break their guard, and I could go at them. So there was some glitches there, but it is a beta again. So of course they're addressing any issues that they saw that people were putting out there in the ether. But outside of that, well, I did notice that, man, once you start getting up in this game, and like, bro, you will, yeah, you're gonna have to restart some checkpoints. I wouldn't say restart checkpoints, but you will run through your respawns, and then you'll have to restart from the checkpoint, basically. Now, how is the game overall? I love it. It's fantastic. The game moves at a very balanced pace. Like, Hulk jumps and moves as he should, and you can feel the weight in him and the power when he jumps. I will say about the Hulk that he feels like he may have been scaled down just a tad too much. We all understand, I think we all understand and know, like, Hulk and probably Thor are the two strong, and then Captain America as third, are like the strongest Avengers. So just in terms of them being able to play, they should have, unless they do and we just don't notice it, but they should have a noticeable enough difference in that they are stronger than Black Widow, Iron Man, Hawkeye, the other more human-based heroes. But outside of that, like, to me, like, you really don't notice it too much like that. And actually, as you power up, your heroes, as you play with them, they do get stronger. Like, they definitely get stronger. The gear that you give them makes them a lot stronger as well. And so I did notice, like, with the Hulk, he does get stronger over time. In terms of his gameplay mechanics, I didn't really have too much of an issue. One of the things I was talking with somebody on Twitter about was, like, Hulk's like ability to get interrupted when he's charging his attack, like his heavy. Now maybe everybody else's heavies aren't as long as Hulk's, and maybe that's it as well. Maybe they need to close that window of time that his heavy needs to charge up. But I didn't have an issue with Iron Man. I didn't have an issue with Kamala Khan, Black Widow. I didn't have any issues with them. So yeah, I think that they just have to tighten up Hulk a little bit in terms of that, and then maybe make him a little stronger, or like he does a lot more damage to people. I guess you could say both of those in terms of the Hulk. But overall, I do enjoy the Hulk. His costumes are relatively simple. They all just seem like they gradually change his color, and then like his shorts change. So that was about it. One of them almost looks like the Marvel Studios Hulk from the beginning one. I forgot the actor's name. but who no longer was a Hulk? The 2008 movie, 2007. Like one of the later costumes, cosmetics for Hulk actually kind of looks like that. But yeah, outside of that, Hulk is cool. Like Hulk is cool. Kamala Khan is fun. She's cool. She's got some ability to really traverse the world in a quick manner with her jumps and long strides. And she can swing kind of like Spider-Man. Kamala Khan was cool. Her costumes and cosmetics are cool. She's strong. I didn't play with her too much after the story because I want to get straight to you already know who. But we'll get to him in a second. You know what I'm saying? I would say the easiest one to jump into to play with, of course, would be Black Widow because she's more traditional. But then, of course, she does have her abilities, you know, all her spider named abilities, like the Widow Sting and Spider Sweep and all that fun stuff. Like Black Widow is cool to use. Like she's really, really like diverse in her skill set in terms of her heavies, her normals or lights, and then her specials. Like she really does come in handy. And then when they come together to do like their overall heroic like assault or heroic attack to finish off like bigger enemies, like she still gets her hits in there. It's pretty cool. Her costumes look really cool. She has a costume and she has like black hair, which is dope. So in terms of Black Widow, very, very easy. I will say it's funny that she can jump like no other. She keep it up with the jumps. She's pretty fast too in terms of running. So maybe she is enhanced. You never know. But yeah, she can keep up with the crew. I play with her the least, but I did play with her enough to kind of like get her up to speed for my team. Crystal Dynamics does a really good job of building curiosity for all the other heroes as well. You have your one or two that's your favorite to use, but then you kind of do want to know, how does so-and-so play? How does Thor play? How does Cap play? Speaking of which, the little bits of gameplay we got for them was good. I like Captain America's approach to his gameplay because he's kind of along the lines of a stronger Black Widow, you could say. And then Thor feels like Thor. I don't know how else to say that. I mean, throwing the hammer felt good. Being able to call it back, Mjolnir having its own weight, it felt good. Like people want to be so quick to try to compare it to God of War, but the difference between God of War and Marvel's Avengers is that God of War is only for one system, thus the time could be put in to really make that feel the way it should feel on that one system. And with Marvel's Avengers, it's for everybody for the most part. So you don't get that same time to be put into the little itty bitty, parts and things to certain aspects of a hero. But that being said, Mjolnir still felt good to use. Like Mjolnir still had its own weight, had its feel of throwing it, recalling it, swinging it. You feel it. So they did a good job with those two as well. But like I said, build the other heroes, because there's going to be times when you're playing the game and you jump online and you can't be one of your heroes. You can't be two of your heroes. You want to make sure all your heroes are well leveled up so that way you can stay competitive and be able to, surely assist your team when you're playing with a bunch of people and friends online. So they at least from that standpoint, it's not like any hero's boring to use. By no means is that the case. But each has their own form of mechanics that you just have to get used to. And that's why I like that they gave us so many missions, because it really gives you an idea of how to use different characters and how to traverse terrain differently based off of each character. Finally getting to my man Iron Man here. This is where it's at, man. Flying is not bad. Flying is not that hard. Flying has its own set of mechanics, you could say. You can, ascend, descend. You can hit back to the ground. You can initiate flight. And his flying speed is good. Like, his flying speed is very balanced. He's faster than, like, all the other heroes. But he's also not too fast where you're just going to blow past all the strong boxes and resources available to you. That's the one thing I think I really like about Iron Man's ability to fly, is that, like, it's not too fast. Because, like, yeah, you can come back to the level if you just want to get straight to the waypoint actions and take and hit the mission. Yeah, you can fly there as well, but you don't have to have all that speed. Now, that being said, would it be cool if they did add like a speed boost button while you're flying? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I will say in confined spaces such as bunkers and the AIM industry buildings, flying is not the best thing to do because it's just too cramped a space. So, hovering and doing some quick spurts here and there, but in terms of just outright trying to fly, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. But Iron Man flying clean. His combat skills clean. He has like 4 different trees. He's got a combat tree, he's got a repulsor tree, he's got a laser tree, and a rocket tree. And like you can use them each to how you want to. Maybe if you're far away or you're flying, you want to use the rockets to lock on to people and just kind of start doing some damage that way. You can kind of do the same thing, just blasting repulsors. And then with your laser, you can fly around and heroes. And then like with the laser, especially if you concentrate on one, the energy or the damage builds up over time the longer you use the laser. Also, speaking on the laser, when you're surrounded by a group of people, a group of enemies, Peacekeeper, the Adaptoids, not Adaptoids, the Synthoids. Ooh, them Adaptoids is something else, bro. Especially when you playing on, because I played everything on hard. Woo, whoa, that's a rude awakening right there. But you can use the laser. He has a combo where like if you hold triangle or the heavy, he'll do like a whirlwind spin with the lasers. It's kind of like clear some space a little bit. It's cool. His repulsor combo is nice, and you can kind of fit it in nicely with like his regular melee or light attack. You don't even have to do a combo finisher. You can just go straight from the light to the repulsor combo, and it almost feels like a full combo. So that's also very, very clean. The rockets you can do, like you can lock on the 6 rockets on one person manually or do it automatically by just holding triangle. And then like with the repulsor, if you hold triangle, just power up that repulsor shot. So like Iron Man has a bunch of different tools at his disposal to really work with and switch between as you're using them or as you're fighting a group of enemies. Iron Man is dope, and Iron Man can fight from afar and he can fight up close. And you got to balance it out very well because Iron Man can get taken down easily just like any other heroes, especially when you run into them Adaptoids. But again, the breadth of this game is what really speaks volume. They gave us like in total, including the 8-day mission, like 13 missions. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. So it must be a lot of drop zone missions. The story must be decently long. And then if these missions that we didn't hear are in the game, you still have those people who haven't got to play it yet, on top of the other missions that surround the West Coast. And we did get to go to the East Coast for a very brief second, which was cool. That might be a way for them to bring in, Spider-Man. The fact that we had to go to the East Coast for a certain mission. But this game is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna last a minute. And I really hope that at least for a few years anyway, we don't see us like Marvel's Avengers 2. Like they just build on this game. I would love for a game to finally just build on itself and not need a sequel like Destiny. Like I thought Destiny was gonna be the one game and they build on it, but they made a second one. And in this case, I don't want a second Avengers 2. I want one Avengers game and they just stack it with content. And we can all have fun with Marvel's Avengers, no matter what hero you want to be. And then they of course are including more and more heroes, which is more and more content. So it's for the beta, it was it's solid. If you could get a chance to pre-order the game, or if you just want to wait till I think it's August 27th to actually jump in the game, by all means go ahead and just wait. But jump in this if you are curious, if you're hesitant about buying the game, jump in the beta and at least try it out first. I hope that they address some issues and, beef up the beta in terms of quality of life fixes and all that type of stuff. So that way we get even more of a feel as to what the legitimate game will be. But let me know down in the comments below if you plan on playing it, if you played the beta, you have it pre-ordered, are you buying it? Let's get the discussion started in the comment section below. But if you haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that way you stay informed when I drop videos. Yes, that is how YouTube works these days. But your boy Versatile signing out, and until the next video, wait for it.